Welcome to Make a Path Presents. It's been a little bit. I missed you guys. We're going to jump in and discuss a couple things. I wanted to discuss a field of stuff just randomly, but one of the main focuses is going to be on the ones who live, since obviously I covered The Walking Dead a lot years ago. Let me pop out the chat though. Wait, hold up. I am still, if anyone does not know, I haven't done a lot of updates, but in between my day job, I am restructuring, and this month is where we are kind of kicking off with the new format where obviously my focus from Monday to Friday. And then when I'm on call every 2 weeks, I'm on call that weekend, so I can't really do much. But the focus is going to be obviously the day job funding helping to fund some of the content that I've been wanting to do, but haven't been able to do. Anyhow, we don't need to get into it, but just so you know, on the Flaw vs. All channel, which is a channel I absolutely love, brand new channel. It's not super new, but it's small. I uploaded The Walking Dead Season 1 Part 2 today. And I was going to do the Friday the 13th. I had a problem with copyright issues. Now, some of these are ones that, a lot of the ones I'm posting now are ones that were already up on the map channel. And they're all going up on the Flaw vs. All channel. And then once we get caught up, you guys will see brand new, never before seen Flaw vs. All reviews. Now, so those are going to start now at this point, now that I'm able to edit some newer videos. Guts, which was episode 2, posted today, and then next week is going to be, I might even do it in like 3 or 4 days. I'll post episode 3, and then we're going to do the whole first season because I already reviewed that. And then from that point, I think we're going to jump into, I have to double check, but I think we're going to jump into Friday the 13th and get that uploaded, and then pick up from there, because I think we stopped at like Friday the 13th part 4. So we'll see how many I can get out. Part 6, the one I did that's a never before seen Flaw vs. All review that I never uploaded on anywhere on YouTube, and it'll be on the Flaw vs. All channel for the first time. Some of the others were on my other 2 accounts in this one, my other account in this one. So that's great, but I want to get that ball rolling. I'm waiting for a couple people to get in here before we discuss this. Now, I heard there was, you guys let me know, is this true? I heard there was, I'm out of the loop a little bit, but I heard there was a teaser coming for the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not expecting a ton, obviously a quick teaser, but I thought something was coming up. You guys let me know if that's true, because I was looking for it. Let me put the chat on live. Well, I do appreciate the support for the Flaw vs. All, because now that it's been months, and now that I'm starting to upload over there, I got a lot of positive comments right away that are excited for the uploads to continue. So, and obviously that is a bit of my focus. It's a bit all over the place, but I was thinking about buying the RoboCop game and just relaxing and doing some streams on the Ronnie Hayes channel. And then, I don't know, maybe a couple times a week jumping on there, because there's been a few stressful weeks where I wouldn't mind jumping on for an hour and playing something, but I just don't know what to play. I downloaded The Last of Us 2 for $10, the remastered. I played some of that, and that got a little frustrating. Speaking of Last of Us, man, I just seen this today where Neil Druckmann wants to do oh, they did the sneak peek for the Super Bowl? Let me look it up. Neil Druckmann wants to do a continuation of Tommy's story from The Last of Us. And I thought that was just a kick in the teeth, because fans for years have been, not speculating, but they've been kind of asking and hinting that we would absolutely love a Joel and Tommy game after the events of Sarah's death, leading in, not directly in, but leading up to basically where he met up with Tess, or maybe even a little after that point, but something. I think, obviously if that's a franchise that's going to be around for years to come, which it looks like they're setting up to do that, you could have 2 prequels with Tommy and Joel right a little bit after Sarah. That would be dark and that would be very interesting. And Tommy hinted that they went through some crazy shit. So that would be an incredible snippet of time where you can do a whole game on. You can even do another one where it would be Tommy and Joel, a sequel to the prequel, and that would lead into him meeting Tess, because you have like 20 years. You could do like 7-year roundabout. You don't even need to. You can do just like a 3-year period after Sarah's death and do that a couple of times. I think it's madness that they think, oh, let's just do, I don't know. Yeah, he's blind in one eye, isn't he? And he's got a limp. He's half a cripple and he's blind in the eye. And they're like, yeah. And they used to say, well, we wanted to move away from Joel because, you know, he's older, and for a video game protagonist, he doesn't move around like, you know, which is so fucking stupid, because especially now they're going to do Tommy with a permanent limp, you know? Anyhow, let me look this up. The Ones Who Live. I thought that was it, but I guess that's not it. Ones Who Live. That's not it. I already clicked on that one. So it's got to be watched. Where can I do like today? I should have done last hour. Somebody said it was on the Walking Dead's channel. Cripple Tommy in the Apocalypse. How that 20-year gap make it a Lost Legacies game. Yeah, and if Neil Druckmann doesn't want to do it, just give it to someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up give it to someone else. Somebody that actually likes the characters and respects the characters and wants to do something that would be interesting for the fans. Because look, even replaying The Last of Us 2, like, I think that, me personally, I think the story is just god-awful. Even when it comes to, like, not even so much the creative side, but just the laziness. Like, for example, Abby is a marksman. She's one of the best soldiers, and she can't shoot Ellie that's in front of her 5 feet away. Like, those type of mistakes are all throughout part 2. It's insane. And they never, when people criticize the game, they get hung up on some of the more popular stuff, but they rarely talk about some of those elements that are just like cringing to watch, to look at. Anyhow, oh, it's a live stream? Yeah, but that's not the, oh, this one. My bad. You know what? Was I looking at that one already? Hold up. I think I was already watching that one. Halftime preview special. Oh, you know what? I had that up and I skimmed through it, and it looked like they just combined stuff that was already there. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Obviously, because of copyright, I can't watch it. If you guys want to look it up now and watch it, but I'm going to show you pieces of it. Let me just see. I didn't know it was 9 minutes. I honestly thought it was going to be just like a 45-second. What did I do? Okay, so while I'm skimming through this, I do want to mention a couple people that I know have gotten to see the first 5 episodes. I don't know how that works exactly. I think they haven't watched the premiere. I think they got, I know my one friend got, as a journalist, he got the first 3 episodes, I'm pretty sure, in one go a while ago. And then he got the 4th episode. Shit. Was it like 2 weeks ago? Something like that. And I think I'm pretty sure I knew that for a fact. Now, I might have mixed it up with somebody else I know that watched it early. I thought they got 1 to 3 in one go, and then 4 and 5. Long story short, I just thought it was, I don't know how long they're going to hold out with the finale. I know they'll get it earlier, but I just figured at that point, just let the reviewers, you know, just see the all 1 through 3, you know, 1 through 6. It's already a done deal. But there's a couple things. First off, people are speculating. I'm not going to discuss it here, and I want to avoid spoilers, but people are speculating that this is the time where Rick loses his hand, like in the comics. I still, obviously, it's always possible. I'm still in a creative disagreement. I don't think we need it. I don't think the budget needs it. I think it's just fan service. And yeah, it would be pretty intense to have Rick maimed in the first 5 minutes of the new show. I just don't think we need it. Could it be exciting? Could it be well done? Yeah, sure. It's a drag on the budget though, and Game of Thrones already did this exact thing years and years ago, and it was incredible. And it's scene for scene almost identical to the Walking Dead comic. And I don't even know if the Walking Dead show could do it as good. So just move on and do something else. Now there is still a strong chance that the scene that Andrew Lincoln was talking about, that's brutal in the beginning, has nothing to do with losing his hand, because he did compare it to the zombie teddy bear zombie girl getting popped in the beginning of the first episode. So it could be something that's just like on the emotional side, a bit tight and brutal. However, we'll see. Now, like I said, there's a lot of high praise for episode 4, and which, keep in mind, roundabout there's 6, so roundabout I think people are guessing, and this is not spoilers. If you know the spoilers, you don't have to say them, but people are speculating roughly in the middle. Michonne and him should link up, because 2 episodes in might be a little too fast. They're already rushing this thing, so I wouldn't really be surprised. So my brain automatically leans towards maybe that'll be a reunion if 4 is like, some people are saying it's one of the best episodes of the franchise as a whole. I'm excited to see it regardless, and I'm even more hyped because there's been a lot of positivity from people that are seeing this early already, and this is already getting not speculation but teased. And I don't want to go into this too much because they always tease 7 different directions, and oftentimes they don't go that direction. But they are teasing this show leading into Dead City and leading into the Daryl Dixon show. I'm sorry, crossing over into them. Now, I think that alone, the fact that they did an interview and they talked about that, I have to look and see who said it. I think one of the lead writers or maybe the showrunner for this show said it. Somebody. But that alone tells me this isn't a 1-season deal, because they've been saying this is going to be 3 movies. It's going to be multiple seasons. It's 1 season, 6 episodes, and that's it. But I've been saying from the beginning, I just don't agree that it's going to be 1 season. It just doesn't make much sense, because they don't have to rush because of how The Walking Dead is. I don't know what's up with this outfit. I love Denai Guerrero, but I don't know what the fuck she was thinking with this outfit. They don't have to rush like, here's 6 episodes season 1 and we got to hurry and do a season 2. They don't have to do that. They could take 2 years and do 2. I mean, look at friggin' Last of Us TV show. That's not even going to drop till like 2025. You know what I'm saying? Like, so most of us are going to be like, wait, who the fuck are these people? Anyhow, there isn't any new clips in it. Oh, well, that sucks. There's a few shots that are new and maybe some new dialogue, but nothing crazy. Do you think, well, that's fine. We could still hang out. I mean, this isn't a huge stream. I just wanted to hang out with you guys and discuss a couple things coming up, and also remind you that I'm pretty sure we're going to do streams after each episode. But at the very least, I will review each episode. So I'm not sold yet on doing the streams, but we might do it on the premiere and see how much interest there is. But I definitely want to review, especially for the Rick and Michonne show. I definitely want to review them. Jamie Lannister also looked like Rick Grimes from the comic. Exactly. That's what I mean. It is like, shot for shot. Even the guy who cut his hand off, in a way looked like comic governor. Maybe that's a stretch, but he had that longish kind of hair, the goatee, not exact, but I think governor had like that. Danny Trevajo, is that his name? He had that thing going on. There isn't new clips. I'm still trying to figure out how Ellie and the group made it back to Jackson. They were all fucked up by Abby. Yeah, you had Dina shot in the arm. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of these different, I wish I wrote them down, because I just played the game again. And every time there's like every other cutscene, I was like, wait, how is that even possible? But Dina's shot in the arm with an arrow. Now keep in mind, shot clean through the shoulder. She's pregnant and sick already and bedridden. They were going to have to take her home. Jesse's shot in the head. They have to bring his body back to bury him. And most likely they didn't, because that doesn't make any sense. And then you got Tommy, who's shot in the head, and he's shot in the hip with an arrow, or in the leg with an arrow. So Ellie is beat the fuck up with a broken arm. Don't forget this. Unless they want to pretend that Abby didn't break her arm was legit. You know, I replayed it again, and she snaps her friggin' arm. So you got Ellie with a broken arm. Her face is all beat in. You got Tommy shot in the leg, shot in the face. You got Jesse shot in the head and dead. You know, like, come on now. Come on. She lost her horse. They blew her horse up. Don't forget. They blew her horse up. She has no horse. She has, you know, so I don't know, man. How they made it back, the only chance they would have had is if Ellie found a horse, rode for help, and they sent a group to go get him. But even then, look how long it took Ellie and Dina to make it there. Anyway, there's a number of those types of, sloppy, rushed kind of writing that I'm trying to think of the one. There's one in the very end of the game where it's like, I wish I remembered this or realized this when I was playing it, because this is a slap in the face, like, giant duh. How did that happen? We already have Aaron taking the comic look of Rick, and I think they did a great job with it. They should just leave Rick alone. I agree. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I don't think it's going to do a lot for the story, and it's just going to drain the budget that they're already struggling to maintain. Apparently, this has a solid budget, which is great, but we don't need something that's going to take... Does anyone really give a shit if Rick is running around with one arm? Does anyone really actually care? No, for the budget's sake, just leave it there. Leave him intact. They already took his balls, you know? Leave his arm. I have some hype for the show. Even the bad episode of Walking Dead could be lifted by Andrew. That's true. And I miss Andrew Lincoln as Rick a lot. So he's my favorite character in the main show. Sounds to me like they're singing high praises because they were starved for something that wasn't total shit. Rick being there probably helps. Well, me and one of my friends that gets stuff early, they tend to enjoy the show a lot more. And we did discuss the fact that when they think it's a 10 out of 10, I'm usually like a 8 out of 10. When they think it's a 7 out of 10, I'm usually like a 4 or 5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So they know, they mentioned like some of the ones they thought that they really liked. I'll probably be like, yeah, that was good. That was all right. So there's already that there. And we did discuss, there is something about seeing something early and being one out of only like 1,000 people in the whole world that got to see this. You know what I'm saying? You go to an event. Like, this isn't something where they send you a disc, which is still cool. That's happened to me plenty of times where they sent a disc or they did a link and you watched it, you know, online. Sending a disc was years ago. Now it's all links and stuff. As far as I know, there's still that thing that's really cool where you're, you know, watching this and you're one out of only, and it makes it automatically a little bit better to slightly some degree. But when you go to the event, it just makes the event, it bleeds into your vibe. Because especially if you have a great time at the event and you're already like, you know, flying high, some of the weaker moments, they might not hit on the radar as hard. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I hear the positivity, but I'm always like, okay, this is hopeful, but I'm never like, okay, that's a sure thing. Because it's never a sure thing. There's no way to do epic crossover because Nagy are in the fight. In the future, right? As of right now, from what I understand, Nagy is in the future, you know, but all they need to do is time skip it. So I guess that's not a problem. Aaron and Father Gabriel would be a good spinoff. I'm down for that. I like those two characters. Let me see. Will it mean they could end up in any time next time they'll meet up if they meet up? I don't think it matters time-wise. If Pedro really in Fantastic Four, then there's less time he'll add to last of season 2, even though it probably won't be. I don't think he's going to be in Last of Us season 2 long to begin with, because, you know, it just doesn't make sense. His part of the story makes the entire story. So I think they'll just utilize him in some flashbacks. Hey, Ronnie, you like Bale is dying this season? The actor isn't passionate about the franchise. He's not passionate about the franchise. See, you're talking about John Locke. I don't know if I have pictures of him. The guy who played John Locke in Lost. And he's a really good character actor. And I wouldn't mind if he was a big bad that survived and made it through, but that I am skeptical about. I don't know what's the structure of this show. Let me put this on and show a couple clips. However, I'm good with him being the big bad that gets defeated, because, you know, they still have the whole operation going. You know, take him out and realistically there's always someone else to follow up, because he's going to have some underbosses and soldiers ready to get it going. It's rarely ever where it's like one person is in full yada yada yada, you take him out, and at least for a little while that whole operation still coasts, even if it comes crumbling down and is destroyed from within anyway because of bad leadership or incompetence, whatever. So we'll have to see who takes the reins there. But one thing I do really like, I think it was Scott Gimple said, Rick, and we all predicted this, because in reality there's only so much they can write, where Rick is gone and he's gone for years. So the only way to make that happen in the writing is, I know people mentioned amnesia, but that's dumb as shit. I know it's an easy way to say it, but that shit is terrible and not interesting. Well, what's more interesting is we know he has to be kept behind a wall, kept locked up, and they mentioned that he's kept locked up. And then they mentioned he did try to escape, because we said, Rick would try to escape, obviously, because that's the character. So he did try, and he was punished multiple times. But we pick up at a point where he is going to accept their mission and move up in ranks. They put it loosely like that. Now, that concept I love, showing a Rick that is all about the CRM, all about the mission and yada, yada, yada. And in reality, he's doing this as like a 2-3 year long cover to just try to make his big final escape. You know what I'm saying? That part I liked a lot. They pitched it like that in one of the interviews, and I was immediately excited by the potential in that type of storytelling. But also, I was a little bummed out because there's only 6 episodes. So if this was like a 16 episode season, and you told me that was going to be the pitch, and they would work Michonne in slowly and they would cover a bit of time, I'd be kind of excited to see what they do. Because don't forget, they do have to cover a decent chunk of time. And I just don't want it to be like a 45-second, alarms going off. Rick is trying to escape. He gets caught and he's like, no, and then they're like, fucking 8 years later, and that's it. That's all of Rick's captivity was covered in that one little thing, There's a chance that's probably what it's going to be, but we'll see. Anyhow. Andrew Lincoln wanted Rick to lose his hand on the main show, but they didn't do it since he and Denai are writing and producing. They get to do it. They could get to do it because they're writing and producing. I mean, that's absolutely possible. My thing is, I just don't want it to take away from the budget. And, I want it to actually have some oomph to it. The positive reviews are encouraging, but they still cannot talk about the show without spewing the epic love story cringe. Makes me nervous. Yeah, that has made me nervous since the very first, point, because when they start focusing on, Hollywood does this as a marketing technique, as actual writing technique to maintain structure and focus when they're writing the stories, when they're brainstorming, when they're doing all this. You need certain themes, so that way when you tell someone, hey, I need you to write 2 episodes, the theme is like epic love, here's where the characters are at, here's where we kind of want them to end, here's what you're allowed to do, blah blah blah, give us something. you need those themes, and then obviously when they do the marketing, they find something they like that has connective tissue, and they market it like that. But when it comes to Rick and Michonne's story, this epic love story part, just, I don't know, it sounds like somebody who has creative control is over the top with love stories, and they just decided, I don't give a fuck what it's all about. Here's characters that are in love, so this has to be like the most epic love story. It's like, come on. Wait, isn't denying? I hope she doesn't. She's not the one pushing it, because who knows though? It could work out fucking great, and I'm like, okay, you know what? The marketing was cringe. However, it worked, you know? Because don't forget, this isn't two characters just meeting each other and whoop de whoop. Like we already been through their love story. This is essentially a reunion story, and the promise or the tease of a reunion, and even, I don't want to say like a resurrection of the franchise, but it's definitely leading into a second chance. They could scrap all the crap they've done up to this point, and they could single-handedly use the Rick and Michonne show to kickstart the franchise. And I don't mean overdose on episodes and bring back the old show. It's not at all what I mean, but they could absolutely use this to get more grounded and to add a little more respect to the brand, because the Walking Dead brand right now is in the gutter. Why is Pedro Pascal in everything now? That's just how it works. They see people that are hot and they pull in box office money, and they basically bank on it as a sure thing, you know. So then they throw them in as much as they can. Andrew Lincoln wanted to lose his hand, blah blah blah. They're going. Well, Stain is confident it is his hand. Apparently in interviews, they're not even being coy with it. That makes me a little more suspicious, though. I mean, sure, they could just be bad at being subtle about it, but we've only because we've seen this a number of times where they tease something heavily, like wink, wink, and it was like something totally different or nowhere near as epic, and we were all like, wait, what the fuck? What happened to what you promised, you know? Like, remember the time they teased them on their knees with a bat and Glenn was going to get his head walloped, and everyone was like, maybe not everyone, but a ton of people were like, Negan, and you know, a lot of people that read the comic, myself included, we were like, wait a minute, hold the fuck on, we didn't even get to Terminus yet. How the hell did we jump to Negan, you know? So they have done like kind of odd shit like that, and the guy who kidnapped them even looked like Negan a little bit, you know. He had his old vest on, but I still remember some stupid speculation back then where Negan was an Easter egg character and was already killed off before they introduced him. Like, just the clickbait shit that YouTubers come up with. Not even YouTubers, just people. No more time skips. I'm fine with no more time skips, but my point though is like, they have no problem using time skips. So that would probably be my answer with what they would do. Just skip time. Know if these spinoffs will all connect. They're claiming they want them to. Maggie better not be in a crossover show. Well, if she's not in it, it won't be a crossover. So unless she gets killed and it's only Negan, then she's likely in it. The encouraging community, no DK announcements. I would probably do those separate. And we are building up. I know this summer has been our main focus to, you know, fully stock the the online site, and then jumpstart with some new content. We still have some older orders. I got to get stuff shipped to the UK and back, but just taking like a few months out and make sure that I can get kind of grounded with finances. You know, it seems like I'm just gone, you know, but it really is beneficial. And in 6 more months, that's going to be even more important because I won't be in such a bind like I was previously. So all I can say is hang in there. We're doing it one step at a time, but I'll give you the heads up that it's absolutely looking up as opposed to looking down. Thoughts on Gimple implying the characters will survive all their spinoffs? You know, at this point, I'm not surprised because the characters are what draws it at this time for the franchise. Um, so you can't have the spin-offs if you kill them. Like you need to regrow love for new characters, and we don't have that. Like, you can't kill Daryl Dixon off in Daryl Dixon. He's the main draw. Now Carol, now that she's there. But Rick and Michonne, they are the main draw. Like, there's no other mains. So the, Gimple can't kill them off. You know how insane it would be if you were able to kill off Maggie or even Negan and still make that show last a few seasons and to actually, survive a ratings plummet. That would take immense talent and damn good episodes and damn good storytelling. You'd have to be on the top of your game to pull some shit like that off. They can't do it. So I'm not really surprised. Now, don't get me wrong. Once they get grounded and depending, like, they could lose half of, you can lose one. You could, like, Carol could die and it'll survive. Michonne could die. It'll survive. Daryl, I'm sorry, not Daryl. Maggie and Negan might be a mixed, though, because I do hear a lot of more positive for Negan. So Negan could die. I don't know if the show would survive, but I think it would, just because the core audience that's there seems to be there for anything Walking Dead, unless it's not absolutely terrible. How many times did they tease the tower death that we never got, right? Rick's comic book death should have been remixed. They should do Rick's episode trying to escape compared to when Daryl was captured in Negan. Thoughts on Gimple applying, blah, blah, blah. I really hope Andy and Denai having so much say on what goes down in the show doesn't hurt the show. I'm also very skeptical when the actors get a chance to write it and, produce and direct and blah, blah, blah. Directing, not so much on TV shows because they're only directing. They can't have control over the story. Directors on TV shows don't come in and start changing the story. That's not how it's done. I mean, that would be a disaster if that is how it's done. They direct what's on the script already. It's already written for them. So directing, I guess, isn't such a big deal. But writing it kind of is, because we've seen sometimes where actors get a bit of, tunnel vision, and they really lean in on something that could be very popular, but it's only popular because it's kind of like a flaky meme, and they hold on to that like that's the core of the character, and it's like, but that's just something funny that we like to say on the internet, you know what I mean, in a big way, and casuals can jump in. So I'm hesitant, and some of them get like over ego where it's, their character needs to be throwing a horse on their shoulder and running down a ramp getting shot 67 times. Check the interview with Scott Gimple. The interviewer all but confirms it. Andrew Lincoln also almost slipped up in an interview. I'll have to check it out. I mean, it's about to air. I'm not in a huge rush to just, I'll just take your word for it. For me, that's good enough. The interviews, they're leaning towards it. I'm not in a rush to get into it, But I know it's there, so it's pretty much the same thing. The only one that seemed to like Negan's story and more than Maggie. No, I think Negan has a lot of fans though. Jeffrey Dean Morgan more than Negan, I would feel. There you go, Brian. Put your application in. If fans want a one-handed Rick so badly, shouldn't they follow the rest of his story? The zombie bites Michonne's neck and Rick gets shot in the bed. I don't think so. Me personally. I know what you're saying, but I would not like that. If all the characters reunite in the crossover, it'll be cheap like season 11 was? ? It could be, absolutely. My feeling is if they're winding down for an ending for some of these characters anyway, then a reunion should absolutely be there. Absolutely. But how it's done, that's it, the huge issue. Because it could be done shitty, but we'll see. Is there any chance you could be doing a lot of Walking Dead content for the show and do reviews and stuff and Mr. Walking Dead videos? Well, thank you very much, MMA Minds. Part of the problem is I am busy Monday through Friday. I'm working I say 7 to 7 to make it easy, but in all reality, even earlier, from 6:30 in the morning, from 6 in the morning, about like 6:15 a.m. to 7 at night, my days are totally done. I can't do a single thing. I'm working from, again, I say 7 to 7 to make it easy. So absolutely 7 to 7. And then obviously I'm not going to stay up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning because I got to get up at 6. So, um, hell, even if you go to bed at midnight, that's still only 6 hours, which is usually what I do. I'm in bed around midnight, 1 in the morning. So you got 7, let's say from 7 to 10, that's 3 hours a day, right? So there's other things I've been working on. Obviously, some things in life you got to get done. I would like to, so that would be when it airs on on Sundays. But I don't want to get back into doing prediction videos. I think that's one thing I want to stay away from. I don't want to do prediction videos. Uh, I don't mind when a long time passes and we break down a trailer, but I don't want to get into the breakdown videos. Those go along with prediction videos, but I wouldn't mind reviewing it. But when it comes to reviewing it, I don't know how many times I want to review the same episode, because down the line, I wouldn't mind one day, maybe, doing a Flaw vs. All review. So I think it's either a video review for each episode or a stream for each episode. I don't know if I'd be able to do both, Um, I really appreciate that, MMA Minds. I hear that a couple times. And, I think that's why, like, I always still have a love for The Walking Dead, even though I think the franchise has kind of went down a bit. But there's times where I do really miss making content for it. But I think that's what makes that point in time a bit more special, because it was different than anything in my life. You know what I mean? That shit was real chill. I loved it. It was a great time. However, I don't know. It depends on what they do with the franchise. Obviously, if the only thing they're making is kind of like Fear the Walking Dead quality, I wouldn't even want to review it just to do it. But we'll see how this works. I'm going to cover the first episode and get a feel for how much interest there is, and we'll see. At the very least, I want to do a stream per episode. I'm curious if we'll see Rick and Michonne scenes from the Walking Dead finale done again in The Ones Who Live. Well, what scenes do you want them to do again? I kind of got the feeling, since we saw visuals that looked similar to the end of season 11, there's going to be something to kind of to make that transition from one to the next. Again, with the note and the search, and to the Rick with the helicopter, there's going to be some things where they might want to fill it in a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot, but we'll have to see. That's what's up, Sam. I appreciate that. You think the ending could be Rick and Michonne not going back home to protect everyone from the CRM? I would hate that. Well, I think that's a terrible idea. Don't forget, they have actual kids at home, and it's already a bit stupid that Michonne left. You know what I'm saying? It's already a bit stupid that she left. And, you want to make it as true to the characters as possible within the worldview of what's going on in all. There's good story to tell back around Rick's kids. So wrap this up, get them back there eventually. And if there's more story to tell, then do it there. But do it in a way where the kids are more helpful in the storytelling than harmful. They're not getting in the way. Don't forget, The Walking Dead started as a father-son, story in large part. So much of it was a father protecting his son in the apocalypse. So much of it was that, you know what I mean? And that was some of its most popular times. So, I don't think it would hurt them to wrap this up and get them back home. I mean, it might hurt filming because the actors are aging and they're aging out of their role as we speak. Probably talking about, when Rick throws his stuff on the boat. I wouldn't mind if they because again, they show the cell phone, they show her in the gear, so we'll probably see little pieces of that. Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead was terrible. You know what was good though? The let me put it up over here. Let me turn this down.
She carries with all the secrets that she has.
Let me watch this real quick. I did it again. Let me watch this real quick. I was gonna say the Deadpool versus Wolverine. That looks good. I'm excited for that one. There was something else that looked good too.
People are going, where have you gone? It's driving us mad.
These two people on their own are so powerful, and together it's insane.
Last we saw Rick, he was on a
That zombie looks cool.
Together it's insane.
I love shit like that. Why is he all like lit up though? Here, I'll show you. Why is that zombie all lit up? I'm gonna do this just to make it easier. Let me see. I'm just gonna mute the screen there. Yeah, I'm gonna mute that screen for a second. Let me see.
Last we saw Rick, he was on a helicopter. The last we saw Michonne, she had gotten the strangest hints that he might be alive.
Rick and Michonne have always had a really strong connection, a chemistry, and a love for each other. They are driven in the exact same way. And
They do this hallway thing where it's like, is that Rick trying to escape? Let me see. Where they do this. Oh, did I skip past it? Oh, son of a bitch.
That he might.
Yeah, right here.
always had a really strong connection, a chemistry.
Maybe Rick running down the hallway. I'm trying to see if that's the same one. Because they made it look like it for a second.
Love for each other.
They transitioned to Michonne.
They are
Look like it could be.
driven in the
I mean, there's only 6 episodes, but that would be kind of cool.
love for each other.
Yeah, it is the same because look at the wall and the lights. That would be kind of cool if, you know, they have a moment where it's a teased reunion, you know, where they're so close. They were even, I like the concept of that, where they were even in the same spot, just at different times. Let me close this out.
They are driven in the exact same way.
You guys can
and
still
they go
hear
the
it though,
exact
right?
same lengths that most people would not go.
She is not letting this go until she either
That's a cool zombie
She
kill.
is not letting this go until she either finds him or finds his.
I don't know why you'd bother killing that zombie though. I mean, it looked cool, but why? You're on a horse, you're riding away, and it's one zombie, and it looks like she looked out onto like a horde afterwards. I don't
Those are
know.
the only 2 options for Michonne.
So let me get this straight. Rick blew up on a bridge, and it's been years.
Tread lightly, Nat.
What he said.
Michonne doesn't leave people behind, and that is something that strikes a chord in that.
They forge a really unlikely but beautiful friendship.
You've been telling me to go home.
You should.
It's been so long.
The fans been waiting a really long time to find out what's going on with the CRM. She carries a lot of weight with all the secrets that she has.
The CRM is very mysterious, very complicated, and inevitably, as we've seen over the course of the show.
I don't like those type of, you know. It's very mysterious, very complicated, aka we haven't fully fleshed them out yet. We're still just winging it. I don't know who this girl is. You guys know who she is. I don't know who she is yet.
People are way scarier than the walkers.
You ask me how.
6 episodes though. We do have a lot of cast. Like you have this CRM cast. I don't know how well it'll play out because again, there's only 6 episodes, and there are already 3 new cast members with Michonne, and then we have, you know, her, which her usefulness is already done. It's over. Kill her, get rid of her. No offense to the actor, but She's got that stupid haircut back that's incredibly visually annoying and obnoxious. I'm about to have a seizure just looking at it. Just get her, just execute her, get her out of there. Then you got this girl. We don't know who she is. We don't give a fuck who she is. We're never going to give a fuck who she is. Not in 6 episodes. And then you got this guy. So you got 3 on Michonne's side, 3 on Rick's side. I hope they do that in a way that actually... Now, that doesn't mean they're main characters. They could only be in it to support up the role and show this, and this until, the characters go. But... Who's that? Oh, he's fighting Rick? Is that Rick? Damn, Rick getting his ass kicked by Skinny Mercer. Why is Skinny Mercer kicking Rick's ass? Somebody tell me what's going on with that shit. Don't really tell me. I'm just teasing. But she's hot, though? Yeah, keep her in. I concur. She's hot. I find it stupid that Daryl basically said, fuck Rick's kids. I have a new family here in France that I just met. Yeah, that ending to the Daryl Dixon show is fucking dumb, man. Some little ass orphan. Bring him with you, Daryl. If you want to protect his ass, bring him with you. Bring the chick with you too. At least you get a piece of ass for the boat ride. I mean, come on there. And then you can bring her home. Hopefully Carol doesn't awkwardly and ironically arrive on the shores when you're shipping off, but that's not your problem. That bitch should have had some fucking patience. This is the apocalypse, chill out. What up, D. Marcel? Do you think the show seems to have a higher budget? I do. I'm stunned that everyone seems to love the first 3 seasons of Fear still. I think it was asked from the beginning, says Sam. Fine, stupid. Okay, we already covered that. Yeah, Kelly's almost ready for college. Get the fuck out of here. Is she really? Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, you know what? It's been a few years, right? Jesus. Oh, she would be. What was she, like 14? So it's been 4 years? That's fucking hilarious. I gotta look her up now. She could still play Judith, though. She's still acting. My eyelids twitching. Because depending on the time skip, she could still play Judith. They would have to, I think it'd be better for them to just recast RJ, Rick and Michonne are powerful, but no way in heck they defeat the entire CRM. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's type of stupid shit. Like, do you think they have the show Herschel's old farmhouse prison and Daryl's old chopper bike? Do you think they ever show? I don't know why they would, though, Betamax. Other than fans being like, oh my God, Herschel's old farm. I don't know why that would be in there. Do you think this show seems to have... Okay, read that. We are setting ourselves up for something. Now, keep in mind, in different context, if you meant like, oh, they're doing some final yada, 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 and they start covering, but they covered so much distance. I don't know why the show would go back and just show those places, especially since those places are like destroyed completely now with the one they can't film at, right? I'm not sure in the context of why they would show that, Michonne leaving was whack. Came off very forced, but don't say anything on Twitter. The extreme part of her fan base throw bitch fits at you. I believe it. Speaking from experience. Too big of a cast to focus on what we care about. Funny how Daryl searched for Rick for years and it was all pointless. Yeah. Jadis needs to go. Apparently each episode is well over an hour long. Don't know if that counts adverts too, though. Well, yeah, they shouldn't be counting the adverts. Now, here's the thing. If it's for TV, yes, they count the ads. Because they'll say, oh, there's a 90-minute... Because they're talking about the time slot, not the episode length. So the 90 minutes is just an hour and a half. So it's just 3 half-hour time slots. Now, if it's streamed and they're like 50 minutes streamed, then that's, 8 minutes more than the... I think the average Walking Dead episode, especially in season 1, was between 42 to 44 minutes. Actually, I think in most of the seasons, it was between 42 to 44 on average, So just to give you an idea of what the runtime would be. And that's of the show without commercials. Um, yeah, the bigger thing was how the kid followed Daryl that long and recognized when the boat was coming. Kaylee turns 17 next month. Is that her name? Kaylee Callie? Well, it depends on when they want to film, though. And if they're already going to make it to where it's a few years, at that point, that's even better because not only can, as long as she hits over 18, they don't have to deal with laws with working minors. And also, which is really inconvenient and expensive from what they say. But also, once she hits like, once you're between 18 to 20, they can kind of fudge it with the age and have more flexibility and not worry about the actor just, dramatically changing, you know what I mean, in appearance. Because especially once they hit a certain age, you're not like when you're from 9 to like, 13, or maybe even younger, like 6 to 13, let's say, they visually look, you can watch them grow up. Like when you're watching Carl, you're watching him grow up from one season to the next. He's like 4 more inches taller. So it's easier on them when it comes to filming. So maybe it's good if they're going to stick with the same actor and she's already right around 19-ish, give or take, and she's not growing so fast between seasons. Maybe that's just easier on everybody. But then again, they could just recast her and show a 25-year-old Judith and call it a day. Charlie from Fear the Walking Dead, she could show up. I don't know why she would, though. She could, but why would she? Yeah, she's still acting. Saw her coming out with a new movie. Well, there you go. She's still in the industry, then she could do it. Denai is already an established playwright. I know about that, so it wouldn't shock me if they did let her cut her TV writing teeth on the series, so not fussed. We'll bring back Fear the Walking Dead probably in a mini-series. Well, Fear is supposed to be dead. They could bring it back. I don't know why they would, though. I don't know why they would. Let me see here. We're going to wrap this up here in a little bit. Let me just see what they got going on.
How did you survive?
He beat Rick's ass.
This is the moment you want. It's the moment I want as a fan of the show.
It's an epic love story with a lot of gore.
It just was everything.
Story with a lot of gore.
It just was everything.
Look at this guy. Let me see. He's wearing some type of outfit. What is this? Look at this guy. He's ready for the zombie apocalypse, baby. What is this? This is some sort of weird zombie killing contraption on his back.
Everything.
Wow. They outdone themselves this time.
It was everything all at once. Just was everything. It was everything all at once.
I don't know if that's my mouse or the something's not registering. That's a zombie about to eat up Jadis. Don't tease us like that,
It's the end. And the start.
I think this is the one. Oh, I can't play that. I'm cool with them talking, but the music. Yeah, and I think this is old stuff anyway. So. Bro, these zombies in the woods remind me of E.T. Like how in the middle of his chest lights up and E.T. phone home. And they have those night scenes with the trees and all that in the moonlight. That shit looks just like it. We should get an E.T. zombie. An E.T. zombie. A zombie that's been like crushed in the head and then he's all bloated. So it kind of like looks like E.T. Come on, that would be awesome. Stop playing. That shit would be awesome. I think Charlie died on Fear. I forget. My brain refuses to even like process that because I don't care that much, My thing is she doesn't need to be anywhere near the main show. Like, as a character, no offense to the actor, as a character, it's a done deal, you know. Morgan's last episode on Fear the Walking Dead was, oh, wait a minute, Charlie did die. Yeah, she clapped herself. Okay, so yeah, she can't anyway. Remember they made a big fuss about it, and it was stupid as shit. Morgan's last episode on Fear was him saying he would find Rick. Do you think they eventually cross over? It'd be nice, like I said, it'd be nice to have some sort of concluding reunion. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be a big thing. We don't need Morgan's TV show looking for Rick. We don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can finish off on, you know, maybe 3 seasons of the Rick show, coming back from being taken, you know, for whatever reason, running into Negan and Nagy, you know what I mean? Do some neat little twist with that story so we can see a Negan and Rick again for something. You know, make a reunion with Daryl, and then, you know, bring Rick home, and then that could be like the final conclusion, at least of that part, so that way fans can just have some finality to it. It could be final. This is the beginning of The Walking Dead with Rick. This is the end. And if they ever do any new, you know, spin-offs or whatever with Rick Grimes, you know, we can like keep that in its own canon. Unless it's good, then we'll bring it on aboard, you know. Anyone ever watch that sci-fi series Day of the Dead? No, I was so excited for it, but I heard it turned out terrible. Rick Grimes has been on Call of Duty killing zombies all week, and Michonne will be there in a week. Nice. Black Summer was good. Yeah, that got canceled, though. That's a shame. My thing with Black Summer that was frustrating is that the director is terrible. He shakes the camera for everything, you know? They're loading a weapon and the camera's shaking so much you don't even know what's going on. They're in a gunfight, somebody's running, you got action, and you have no clue what's going on because they can't, you know, hold the camera still. There's a difference between shaky cam and the camera vibrates so aggressively that you genuinely have no clue what you're looking at. But it's supposed to be like all action packed, and visually you can't see anything because it shakes so damn much. Anyway, let me move this over here. The trailer for Deadpool versus Wolverine, that shit looks good. Let me see. Where we at? Oh, yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine. I hate when they do this, but we knew it was coming. They only have Wolverine. His leaked images are all over the place, but they only put him in the trailer as like a shadow. They always do it, but what are you gonna do? And then he'll be on. It's so dumb because he'll be on like the poster. You know, what's the point of keeping him so hidden? Anyway, I like this little part. He asks if, I don't know where it's gonna play, but he asks if the guy can help him up. Oh wait, that's loud.
Don't just stand there, you ape.
Yeah, give me a hand.
Give me a hand up.
That shit is funny. Wolverine with his claws, though. Yeah.
Nope, I'm actually okay.
I hope this is good. I really enjoyed the first Deadpool, and I didn't even watch the second one. I don't know why. I've seen pieces of it. Some of it looked good, but it just didn't have that same, I don't know. Something about it just wasn't there. I am going to get around to watching it, but I really liked the first one.
Hey, thank you very much.
Do we get a little look at him? One thing I don't like, and I hope they fix it, I think they will, is Wolverine without a mask. Like, fans have been waiting for the iconic yellow and blue. And I see these images of Hugh Jackman dressed up as Wolverine online all over the place, but he never wearing the mask. And my thing is, you got it. You got the fucking yellow and blue. You got, one of the coolest looks for Wolverine, which was one of my favorite characters as a kid. I had, Wolverine, Punisher, Spider-Man. Those were some of my absolute favorites. It's weird now because I don't even give Spider-Man like a second, thought. But it was one of my absolute favorites. However, I want them to do the mask. They might. I just can't see them skipping on that part of the costume. However, that shit would be cool as hell. Oh, Roadhouse. That looks good. Obviously, the one with Patrick Swayze, the original, was badass. And then you got Jake Gyllenhaal. He's supposed to be doing another one. And one thing, though, is Conor McGregor is the villain, apparently. And his acting is fucking cancer, bro. I'm sorry to say. But fuck it, though. You're already a millionaire from fighting, And everyone always gets into acting because it's one of the easiest jobs in the world. You just, learn lines and say them. But oftentimes people go from, like Ronda Rousey is another one, go from that to acting. I only saw her in one thing and it was awful. But the line delivery is supposed to be like aggressive and playful, but it just comes off as rough. Where is this? I was surprised by this remake, to be honest. When they announced they were going to remake Roadhouse, I was thinking, does that even need a remake? Like, that's such an odd... Roadhouse was perfect for its time because back then you got a pizza and beer or pizza and soda with some some popcorn, and it was like a popcorn flick movie. Roadhouse is definitely one of those great popcorn flick movies where it's action and fun. It's just interesting. And having that remade in 2024 just felt, I don't know, something about it was off. I think they're throwing it direct to streaming, though. I think the director's not happy about it. Yeah, here. You're not going to be able to get it all from this, but whatever. Looks like you're having a smashing night. That's not too bad. Where's this one at? Yeah, right here. It's always just yelling. Don't let no one get this close. Damn, he headbutted through his face. That's crazy. That shit is crazy, bro. You headbutted all the way through his fucking face. He should be dead. He should be dead. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but check it out. I'm gonna watch it. Some... It's over, baby. It's over, baby. Fuck, man. Get the bag, though, bud. Get the bag. Why not? It's over, baby. Knox. Knox is on the job. It's over, baby. Is he butt ass naked wearing a fucking jacket? Jake Gyllenhaal's getting up there in age. You can see it. How old is he? He's fucking ripped though. Doesn't that look like they that was a stuntman and they put Jake Gyllenhaal's blurry expression on him? Special effects. That's a CGI. That's an AI Jake Gyllenhaal right there doing some stunt work. And the director was shitting all over Amazon Prime. I think that's messed up to do, though, because when you look at some of the stuff that we don't even think about, they get special royalties from the theater that they know they lose out on when it goes into streaming. Like, there was a list of things I was reading in an article where it's not as simple as just the look of it being like an in-theater movie, because that's more respected than streaming. But there's other factors, like the different royalties. It's broken up very different. Sometimes within the streaming royalties, they get cut out of it, or they used to. I forget what deals they made after the strike, but they got cut out of it totally, like in the past. They might not get cut out of it now. That's why Amazon was like, fuck it, we're just going to stream it. But this is weird, man. Like this is what I was talking about before. This is one of those perfect popcorn flick movies, like the original. So you remake it, you don't take it out of the theater. I know it's not going to do good in the theater, but still throw it in the theater. I'm not going to go see it. I'm going to buy it, on fucking 4K Steelbook when it comes out, and then watch it with pizza and soda, popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like, but still, throw it in the theater. It's a popcorn flick. I wonder why they're fighting in the middle of it. Oh, I guess the bar burned down. I was wondering why they're fighting there. Could be a different location though. No, I think it is, because look, you got that drummer set up. I think we saw that. And if he's such a fancy, again, this is what I don't get, man. He's such a like a well-known UFC fighter. What is he doing running like security at a bar? You know what I'm saying? Like a rundown beach bar. I don't get this at all, but we'll see when it comes out. He could be like a washed up UFC, like he's thinking of when he was on top in the UFC, and that was like 5 years ago. But now he's just some drunk in his parking lot. So, the trailer, it looks like it's all at the same time, but one was in the past and one was in the present. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, though. This guy.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, fellas. That's going to be my new thing. Hey, fellas. I could have sworn I saw a drum set in one of these shots. Oh, wait. Is that it? Oh, there it is. Bam. So, corner, drum set, stage. Any other visual? You got signs up top. You got netting. Oh, wait a minute. You remember, I think in the original, they had singers that were so bad, or the patrons were so bad, they would throw bottles and then it would get caught on the net, or the metal fence. Man, now I want to watch the original. I think I'm gonna. What is this crazy shit? Yeah, I think they spoiled the ending in the fucking trailer. All right, guys, the bar burns down. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. The bar burnt the fuck down. Look. Right here. See the cage, the metal cage they threw to protect the guys. You got that. You got the window. Yeah, that's the same one. Okay, so spoiler alert, the bar burned the fuck down. I wonder if there's anything burning in the trailer that I missed and I'm just being dumb. And that's the bar. Yeah, look, he's surveying the damage of the burned down bar. Oh, he's gonna turn green. Damn, on the chessboard? Bro, that shit gonna hurt. Motherfucker. Oh, and he crashed through the bar. Damn.
Can't let go.
Yeah, something's up. It might be my mouse. This guy's pissed. He's about to shoot him in his face. Show me. Of course, you got to get the chick. You can't not get the chick. Oh, and then here's the end. The real end where she buys the new bar. Look at it, all new. And it's a family bar. It went from like a drunk... How funny would that be? It went from like a drunken, like a dive bar with charm to like now a family bar. She's like, oh, yeah.
A little aggressive around here.
Oh, maybe not. This is probably a different bar because this got to be early on. Anyway. Maybe not. I don't know. He get punched the fuck out? Yeah, he got rocked. The movie will do well, but the MCU needs Deadpool more than Deadpool needs that universe. Ronnie, thoughts on the Walking Dead Next Generation show? I think it would fail. I hate that idea. Do you know they actually filmed an ending where they close out of the characters we've followed for 11 fucking years, and they opened up to these actors we know nothing about, and those actors were supposed to be the children of the characters we followed for 11 years. Whatever creative degenerate, fucking whatever special prick came up with that concept should be fucking chased out of Hollywood. Hey, let's take the ending and let's not show the characters that we've grown with over the last 11 years. Let's recast 7 random fucking regards and then close it out, because that's I don't give a fuck about you kids, you know? Bitch, get the fuck out of here. I want to watch these characters that I know and love. Don't bring me 7 random motherfuckers and stranger danger my ass. You know, get the fuck out of here. I like the Wolverine all brown suit. Yeah, I found something that was like a little Wolverine that was in brown. I like the brown, but I prefer the blue and yellow. So fuck you. They actually need to bring back the X-Men characters from the Deadpool movie. All the X-Men characters. That'd be cool. I like the Wolverine's all brown suit. Why? So he shit himself? DP is going to make Disney some money. Deadpool, so far, they've been struggling with all the other shitty movies. Good. Disney should struggle. Also, Ronnie, actors don't wear helmets and masks for long because they need FaceTime. Yeah, I'm overly well aware of that. But my point still stands. You know, it's 2024. Fuck off with your FaceTime bullshit. We know who Hugh Jackman is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need FaceTime for Hugh Jackman. We know. Plus, it's a half a face. Michael Keaton can do it back in '89 for Batman. Fucking, what's his name? Carl Urban can do it the entirety of Dredd. I don't want to hear a single actor out there say, like, you need to see my face. No, we don't. Suck a dick. You know, we don't need to see your face at all. Any actor that says that should be immediately fired. Fuck off, you know? The role calls for what it calls for. You don't deserve any of those roles if you need to whine and cry about seeing your face. There's 32 other motherfucking movies out there. If this is your first movie, I'd be a little concerned. Like, you know what? Let's give it to the actor. Let's at least let him see his face a couple times, you know, because that's exciting. Your first role, you're on the big screen, you know, or streaming. Show the face. I'd have some compassion there. But when you're 57 years old and you've been in 39 fucking movies, you know, we don't need to see your face, you know? Did you see the new Twister trailer? No, I didn't see that. I am a fan of Twister, though. Twister trailer. Wow, I fucked that up. But still, oh, who is this cunt? Oh, he looks like see you next Tuesday. I can't watch it on stream, though. I'm going to put it over here and watch it a little bit. Play with it a little bit. Cool.
Dodge whatever's in there. It's big and it's moving fast. Drop.
It's a fucking tornado, you idiot. What do you think it is? Oh, it's a pizza delivery, man. Holy shit. Whatever's in that tornado, it's huge. It's moving fast. It's a fucking tornado. You prick. Got fucked up. Man, that tornado came out of nowhere. What's this supposed to be anyway?
It's Tyler Owens.
Because the guy's dead, Bill Paxton.
Tornado Wrangler. If you feel it,
Oh, so they're gonna just remake the Twister?
if you feel it.
Because they did this last time.
All right, here we go. Oh, she's perfect.
She's gorgeous.
You thought you could destroy a tornado.
We never had a chance.
You want one? You don't face your fears. You ride them.
Is that it? Nope.
I don't know. That didn't do anything for me. I'm gonna check it out though, because I like Twister, but we'll see. I like the original, I should say. But you know what? One thing I kept getting hung up on. You ever see like the really shitty CW shows, and everyone is like, even when they just got kicked through fecal matter, and they crawled through mud and escaped a sewer, breaking out of prison. The characters always look like they dirtied them up, but then made sure their face was perfectly like clean and ready for like a makeup, photo for a fucking magazine. Everyone's got to be pretty. Even the people in Twister had that. Like every shot, it looked like they have to be a model in a thing. And some of it looks so unnatural because they're supposed to be dirty and rainy and wet and all this other messed up shit. It has that sort of like cheapness look to it. I can't put my finger on it, but every now and again you get those movies where it looks like the girl should have smudge of dirt or dust or something on her face, but nope, totally clean, but everything else is a mess. It's like, I don't know. I'm going to check it out though. I believe the movie was held by another production company, and Amazon bought it. Amazon promised him that they would still release in theaters. Is that what happened? Well, that sucks. I want to wrap it up, though. If anyone has any other questions, because I do want to go to bed, so that way I'm not dead for a Monday. But again, we're going to be hanging out a little more often. I'm finally, I had to do a lot of jumping around between jobs, but I'm not going to bore you with the details. That's just how the industry works. But now I'm settling in on one that's going to be at least long term for the next year. So now I'm doing time management to see when and where and get back on track with, when I'm going to be working on side projects that's not in my day job. So with that said, a lot of things we talked about in the past, if you do remember, as far as content, I'm going to look to revive. If you want to watch the Flaw vs. All reviews, those videos have their own separate channel. You can look that up at Flaw vs. All on YouTube, and we'll meet here every Sunday to review the Rick and Michonne TV show. Other than that, if you got any last minute questions, let me know in the chat, and I will see what you have to say. I believe the movie. Okay, we already did that. Oh, I know, Ronnie, this is what I'm asking you. A Next Generation show will be garbage. Also, there will be no zombies left after so many years. See, that's where I will disagree with you. I'm a zombie fan. I can pretend zombies are around forever. I don't care if 50 years go by. I can pretend that, they just started making new zombies. And Kirkman did something clever in an interview where he did mention whatever turns them into zombies, it's funky because it keeps them rotted but preserved. So it's like a preserved rot. And ever since that, I love that idea. I never thought about it because for me, it's like, as a zombie fan, I don't give a shit about zombies. I don't want them to go away. So for me, that's where I disagree. Zombies all the time. I don't care if it's 5, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, put zombies in it. Now, you can do clever stuff, like there's more zombies in these areas, and like there's fresh ones, but, they're more difficult to kill. I don't care what it is. I always love the zombies, but I do agree, no generations. We don't know those characters. Fuck off. Watch the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 zombie reveal trailer. Thank me later. This better be awesome because I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty. Zombies reveal trailer. Is it new? Question mark. Is it new? This one's 3 months old.
Light them up.
I skipped a little. Skip a little too. Just a little.
good.
Room's clean. Oh, they're actually real. They're actually here.
So wait, you want me to watch a new trailer, not the one from months ago? Because I'm watching the one from months ago. You could have just, well, maybe the link doesn't work.
Let's go.
Watch the movie Iron Claw? Why does that sound familiar? I'm skipping it. I'm a little bored.
Looks like we have a weapon.
All right, so you want? I'm gonna do this quick because I don't. Well, maybe it would help if you hint at what I'm looking for, because I mean, maybe you thought I liked Call of Duty, which I used to at one point in time, but I don't care at the slightest. Like, is it a cool scene? I mean, that would be cool, but like, I heard Rick is in it. I already know he's in it. And again, not to be mean, I have zero care at all for Call of Duty. It's just not a game I'm just not even close to being interested for. But is it like a cool, like, I don't know, like a cool animation? Is it just to have Rick in it? Like, I already know that if it is. Yeah, I'll look it up later though, but give me like a heads up. What am I looking for? Because I'm a little lost. Ronnie, would you do 28 Days Later Flaw vs. All? I would love to, yeah. Some of the main ones, when it comes to the Flaw vs. All channel, I would absolutely love to do. And I think that's why it is going to be a little hard getting it off the ground, because once we're rocking and rolling with everything, I do want to bring in an editor. Once the YouTube channel is making enough money, or Patreon or whatever, where I can take that money and give it to an editor. I got to upgrade equipment too and all that. I would absolutely love to, because that would help a ton if I have an editor putting the edit together, but I'm still obviously scripting and well, I guess I can do votes for what we do, but you know, obviously I'm watching and scripting it all, and then the editor can help me out. We would realistically be eventually down the road be able to do one a week for sure. Maybe like 3 a month, but one a week for absolutely sure. And that would be fantastic. That would absolutely be fantastic. If that's the case, a lot of these movies that I'd be love to get to, we could crank out no problem. And 28 Days Later, even 28 Weeks Later would be one I would absolutely, because I know the intro to that. I know back then it was like, damn, that was a solid intro. What are they doing now? 28 years later? Is that the one they're doing? Yeah, what were you saying? Iron Claw. Have you played Last of Us No Return mode yet? So good playing as Joel. Here's the problem with playing as Joel. They made it so you can't dodge. For some reason I was going to say go prone. I don't think you can go prone with him either, but in my opinion, not dodging is fucking stupid. They do it for Tommy too, if I remember right. And that breaks the experience completely, because it's a faster paced game, and when you are fighting off a number of different enemies coming at you, and you have an enemy that's off screen and you turn just in time and it's too late, they're in mid attack, you dodge, you know what I mean? And it makes the gameplay complete. It's smooth. I mean, it works. It's great, feels great. And sometimes even when you dodge, you still get hit because there's another enemy close. You know, it's just a matter of distance. And for Joel not to dodge, that means that enemies must all the time be at a distance. And it's boring as fuck, man. And then if you get an enemy that gets close to you, you only have that one option, is to just take the hit, shiv, you know, crack them, melee. It's terrible. Just let us play as Joel with the gameplay mechanics the way they should be, which Joel should run on Abby's frame, and call it a day, you know, because I think Abby's running off of Joel's framework. So I don't know why they fucked it up, but I think it's awesome. I have played it. I got bored of it though, but it's something that I can go back to when I'm in the mood to play that style game. Supervids Entertainment feels that they finally show he has no hand. Did they really though? Or is this the one where it's like, you know, blurred and it's like, oh, he doesn't? Is it definitive? If it's not definitively, I don't care until we see it. I'm gonna be real with you, you know. Is it definitive? Like, I want to see his fucking hand in the air with nothing there but a wrist, you know, and then I'll be like, oh shit, they did reveal it. And again, it's not like, it's just too close to be messing around with speculation. Like, if it's clear as day, I'm down. If it's not, it's going to be here in 2 weeks. I'll just wait and see if they do it, you know? Are you going to be doing gaming streams or just focusing on the ones who live live streams? Well, no, I want to do a couple gaming streams. Like I said, I would love to do 1 or 2 a week, depending on how the week goes. And I was thinking about grabbing RoboCop. Obviously, the gaming streams are going to be, everything's going to be really small while we build back up. So, you know, if there's a handful of people that want to hang out, let me know. If you have an idea of what to play instead, let me know. But I think I'm going to go with, RoboCop, but I could do something different. And I know it's a crazy thought, but I do want to start completing more games that I like, but maybe I'm not even in love with it, because before I was only completing games if I really liked it. Well, maybe not quite, because there's a few of them where I wasn't over the moon and I still finished them. There's actually a handful that I wasn't in love with, but I finished them. But I think I want, because I've been thinking about Tomb Raider. I would love a new Tomb Raider game to play. And I think my brother reminded me, like, I didn't finish. I think I did the definitive game, and I know I liked that one. I know I played that twice. But the other one, Rise and Shadow, I know I started Rise and played like a few hours, but I don't remember if I did anything with Shadow. And even if I started it, I didn't beat either one. So I would like to get some of these games in my backlog and, you know, actually play and beat them. I was saying the zombie mode in COD in general. What if people didn't watch The Walking Dead because they hate AMC? You like zombies? I was showing you some new zombie. Okay, see, that makes it more interesting. That makes more sense, because I thought you had me looking for like a super cool, like, you know, when they did the trailer for that video game, Dead Island 2. That trailer is awesome. I thought it was something like that. But yep, I know of COD. I've been playing COD since it was on PlayStation 1 with, you know, fucking Medal of Honor. Something in the last 10 years just finally broke. I'd play it every year. I used to love it, loved zombies. We'd play it with friends. But it just became so samey. And then with the internet, it just became so repetitive, plus so sweaty. Even the sound of it, I'm like, yeah, shut it off. You know what I mean? I'm just so burned out. But I do appreciate the heads up. It is 90% definitive. Check out the final trailer. The final trailer? I think I did watch the final trailer. Give me a timestamp, though. Would love to see RoboCop, but also like you see place some No Return when Joel and Tommy and Ellie. Yeah, see, no return would be an easy one to do. Obviously, I already have it. I could pop it on. There's no time limit, so I could play an hour of no return one night and be done with it, and then 2 weeks later throw it on. Play an hour and be done with it. That's an easy one that I could probably stream. Probably soon too. The thing though is, I already have so many digital games. I really want to grab some physical copies, and there's nobody in my area that has RoboCop, so I might have to order it on Amazon. So we'll see when it gets here. But I was thinking about getting RoboCop. Atomic Heart was another one. I know I'm not gonna absolutely love it. I don't think so, but I do want to check it out. But I'm gonna wait for some of them to go on sale, because if I'm gonna scoop up some games, I wouldn't mind getting some deals on them. Do you have any recommendations for any good horror film to watch? I'm so disappointed in horror films being released lately. I have no new horror films at all that I could recommend. I know there's a few trailers from ones I want to see, like stop motion, and there's something else. Stop motion looks pretty sick, but there's something else too that's like in a campground. But the only problem is they use these code words like mesmerizing, and it means slow, like gripping. It gets a hold of you from the very start. Every time they say these selective lines, it means slow, So we'll see when it comes to that, but let me look up that Iron Claw. Wait, is this the guy that was wearing the mask? Oh, no, it's not. Let me see this. I heard of this movie.
Ever since I was
I don't
a
think
child,
I saw the trailer.
people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing could ever hurt us. I believed him. We all did.
Morning.
Pants tomorrow, please, David.
Perry, I want you to join your brothers in the ring.
Yes, sir. I love that.
He's a good actor. I'm gonna get nailed on this fucking song though.
Now we all know Carrie's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
What do you want in life, Kevin Von Erich?
More ribs? I want to be with my family. Be with my brothers.
What do you like to do with your brothers?
Together, we can do anything.
We're here to restore justice to the Wrestling Federation that our father built with his own two hands. The hands that were passed down to us. The hands that will deliver the Iron Claw to you.
So what do you think? Like we're alive.
I love your family, Kevin.
Gonna be an uncle? Yes, sir.
Oh man, that makes me so happy.
I'll talk to you about something, Mom. Dad's too tough on us. You gotta say something.
Baby, that's what your brothers are for.
Feel that? You feel that? That's pressure.
You're pushing too hard.
I'm fine, kid. Seriously, I'm just sick.
Oh, I'm scared, man. It all out of control.
Terrible accident.
I should have stopped him. I need to think about my family.
Your job is to wrestle. Live up to that deal, or we are through. I told you to look out for him!
I just love being out there with you guys. It's the only thing that matters to me.
Lavonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I don't know anything about wrestling, but I'll check it out. I like true stories, so 16-30 in the final trailer. Let me see if there's a final trailer. And then we'll close out with this. Who Live trailer. And you said 16-30. And you're talking about the halftime, because that's the final one. Well, you said trailer, so it's got to be. This is The Walking Dead final trailer. It says final trailer. Let me see. 16.
I'm getting home.
To 30. I wonder if they do this on purpose, but at 16, what he's referring to is Rick with it looks like his coat. I'll show you guys here. Looks like his coat. You know how like the coat sleeve's so long, your fingers are like, when you close your hand, your fingers are just under the coat. Can you guys see this? Or it could be, yeah, right here, right there. Or it could genuinely be his hand is just not there. Let's look. So clearly they're showing teasing no hand here. I mean, you don't see a hand there, but like I said, I'm a little skeptical. Let me see what 30 is. Why is Michonne crying?
I lost someone years ago.
She's facing a horde. You know, you might hear that and be like, well, duh. Alright, so Rick again looking up. And hold on, we see him holding a staff here. I'm going to show you guys in chat. It looks like a stub on his hand. Let me show you chat. I mean, it looks like a stub on his hand. I'm out of the loop. Everyone could have been talking about this and I didn't even know it, but I'll play it so you see it in motion, but it sure looks like no hand, Rick. See, he's got obviously the end of the sleeve. You know, there's no clear hand holding it, and it is, I don't know, like a bandage type white material. Up there, I don't know, that shouldn't be his thumb then, but could be part of the material, I guess. We will run into one problem, though, and obviously we can see his right hand, not his left here. One problem we run into with this is part of the problem. I forgot about that. I didn't like it originally, is if you mean to tell me they got these people there and they want them to be, you know, these soldiers and do all this shit, but then they maim them and then they're like, go out and be an ultimate soldier. I'm going to have a little problem with that type of storyline, you know, unless it's like, well, we maimed him, but he's not on the front lines. He's going to be a leader. Which at this point, I mean, let's be honest. The show's coming back. The franchise is a little rough. At this point, you know, I don't know. The fan base might just, you know, get excited over getting his arm cut off. This could be, if they were ever gonna cut his arm off, they might as, this could be. Although I still don't even think of it. I don't know. Still don't think it's worth it. Because keep in mind, they did it in the comic because he was nervous about ratings and viewers and yada yada yada. which made sense. That was his, he had no clue that his comic was going to do any good. With the show, it just starts and you cut off Rick's hand. You know he'll be fine. Bandage that shit up, bro. Because there's no show with Rick dead in the first 5 minutes. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm still willing to give them the play on it. Let's see how it rolls out. It could be really cool. But yeah, this definitely looks like a stub, especially this one. The first one I wasn't convinced even a little bit, because your hand could just be like inside the sleeve. That's very common. This one's a little more hard to kind of go against, because it clearly looks like there's just a stub there, But knowing my luck, I'll be like, there it is. Rick lost his hand. And then they'll, I don't know, fucking crack his hand with a hammer. And he's got the whole thing all casted up. And then I'm like, oh, well, shit. I got a little jump the gun there. But yeah, sure enough, what do you got? What does chat think before we shut down? Look pretty good? Rick, one arm Rick? Are we going to do gaming streams? Or okay, we already did that. You can watch Walking Dead Call of Duty trailer, blah, blah, blah. Terry O'Quinn said Gimple gave him the largest dialogue scene he's ever had in his career as an actor. Well, nice. I want to read it on. Oh, they put that in on Reddit. That's a sad movie about. Saw the weirdest thing last night. Watched some guy from the window at 9 at night. Cold as shit. SUV trunk open, trying to get a huge rock in and stopping every time a car went by. Yeah, that's suspect. A reminder stream to the beginning, but say about Tommy having a permanent limp. I believe it's something more in line with an injury in recovery versus something permanent. Well, here's the only problem though. So Dina was pregnant and new pregnant. So that means that at the very least, she was pregnant for another 4 months-ish, 4 or 5 months. And then the baby was already, several months old. So we're talking, it's been a year. I don't know. I don't know of an injury where outside of serious physical therapy or some more surgery, I don't know if he's going to just have to stretch it out a bit and not limp. Like, he had a solid ass limp. And that wasn't like a month later. Don't forget, this is like going on a year later. So I don't know. We could even say like a solid, 8 months later. Even then, anything more than 3 or 4 or 5 months later, I'm like, oof, I don't know. I don't know if I would buy. It's just, he's just recovering from it. But again, it's a video game, so they could do whatever. Yeah, I don't see what the big deal with one-handed Rick is. I want him to have 2 hands, in my opinion. I'm pumped about him losing the hand. Comic accurate and makes him even more cool to me that he's disadvantaged and he's still a hardened survivor. Yeah, let's bring it on if that's the case. Well, we do know one thing they changed, though. Comic Rick lost his right hand, so they changed that. Which makes sense, because I think in one interview, Andy was like, I'd have to do everything on the show in my left hand or some shit like that. So, maybe. But we'll see. I mean, considering the state of the franchise, if they were gonna do it, at least this point in time, things could get worse. But if they don't do it in the beginning of The Ones Who Live, then they should probably definitely drop it. Unless, I don't know, it really goes downhill even worse. And then they need to like revitalize some shit and put him through hell. I don't know. But I'm just worried it's going to be thrown in there as just like, look, we did it, you know, where we mean we're serious. You know what I mean? Like, this show is serious. We went there. I want it to actually have some weight to it throughout the show. So, but we're going to know soon enough. What's today? Well, we got 14 days. I don't even know if it's going to air early, but depending on whether it airs early or not, we're going to come discuss it in 2 weeks. So we'll see you then in 2 weeks, this Sunday. And again, I'm going to try to show up on this channel before then to do other stuff, and check out the Flaw channel if you want to watch those in-depth movie reviews, TV show reviews, where we go over what worked and what didn't work, what we love and what we hate, and score every movie and show that we review. Not every one in existence. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me, and have a good night. Be safe.